Today I'll be talking about 7 of the top crowdfunding sites that I found to date. These will be both equity and incentive-based funding, which I'm going to explain here in a moment. So if you're looking to raise money for your business, you'll want to stay tuned. Now there's actually 2 types of crowdfunding that I'm going to be talking about in this video. The first one is going to be equity-based. Now this is going to be one of the more common types of funding that you've probably already heard about. This is where you're really giving investors equity or a portion of your company in return for them investing and giving you funds, right? This is what you see typically on TV anytime you're watching like CNBC or whatever the case may be. You'll hear them say that, hey, this company just invested, 20 million into this other company, right? That's the typical, equity-based type of funding, okay? But now we're talking about it with a crowdfunding spin that you're gonna see a little bit more of here in a little bit. Now the second type is gonna be incentive-based, okay? Now incentive-based crowdfunding is going to be where funders agree to loan you the money in a sense, right? Where they have the understanding that they're going to receive something in exchange. Now, this typically is going to be something like early access for a prototype that you might create later on in the future, or it could be anything like an exclusive access to a founder, for example, where they're able to, talk with the founders. Maybe they do some sort of live stream with the founders, whatever the case may be. But they're going to be getting some sort of special offer because they are essentially investing or providing you funds for you to launch your business idea at the very beginning or on the onset. Now, the benefit that I see with both of these aspects is that instead of you dealing with more institutional investors, you'll see that with the programs I'm going to be mentioning below, it's going to allow you to connect with your future customers who tend to be more of an advocate for your brand. So that means that, down the road, they're going to be the ones who are actually going to be promoting it by word of mouth to their friends and their family. That's going to be able to help you grow even further. The other benefit is, especially whenever you look at the equity-based portion of it, they're not going to ask for ridiculous types of, restrictions or expectations that comes with the money that you might get from more seasoned investors from like private equity funds or venture capital funds. So what we're first going to do is we're going to jump into incentive-based crowdfunding types. Now, the first one's going to be one that's pretty common that you've heard of more than likely. It's Kickstarter. Now, Kickstarter allows anyone to back projects from creators or businesses in exchange for tangible rewards and experiences. You can pretty much offer a product at a discounted price, for example, for anyone who's willing to help you fund the business at the beginning. Now, a perfect example is an actual company that I saw that was promoting on Kickstarter called Viking Forge Camping Axe. So they had a goal of, raising up to $2,000, but they actually ended up raising almost $220,000, okay, from over 1,400 backers. Now, typically they'll offer exclusive offers to folks who are willing to back them. Like in this case, they're giving discounted pricing on their camping axes. They've even limited the amount of backers for each offer to just kind of create a little bit of scarcity. Now, I'd actually recommend, if you're interested in actually putting your business on this platform, go ahead and check out some of the top Kickstarters so you can get an idea of how the successful ones actually work. They have a trending section which pretty much shows you all the up and comers, and you'll notice everything from comic strips to innovative technology projects on their website. Now, option number 2 is going to be Indiegogo. Now, they're really similar to Kickstarter and can actually crowdfund for an idea, a charity, or even a startup business. You'll see that they actually have projects both big and small. For example, I actually ended up finding a film called Everything Is Okay by Chief of J. He's pretty much asking for $500 for a chance for you to be an executive producer on the film. And he's looking to just, this is going to be one of the first films that he's actually directing, and he's trying to get a little bit of funds to be able to launch this film idea that he has. So this is something interesting that it may not turn out to be a much bigger project like some of the other ones that you see on the platform, but it's something that's still interesting to be a part of nonetheless. Now, option number 3 is going to be a company called Fundraiser, okay, spelled R-A-Z-R at the end. Now, they're going to be the smallest of the 3, and it seems like they have more of a diverse list of actual products or projects on their website. They also offer crowdfunding as a service, which I found was pretty interesting, meaning you can actually create your own crowdfunding platform or just run a crowdfunding offer from your own website. Now, I will say, guys, I wouldn't recommend you doing this unless you have a big enough audience, because the real benefit of these crowdfunding platforms is that, they already have the people who are looking to fund interesting projects, right? They already have the eyeballs. So all you have to do is put a good project in front of people, and they're going to be willing to, and they're already used to funding projects, so they're going to be more open to funding your projects. Now, if you have a huge audience, you can go the route of just doing it on your own website, but to me, it makes more sense to just put it on a crowdfunding site and go both routes, right? You can push your own fans to your crowdfunding project and be able to find new eyeballs to actually look at your project as well. So that's going to be it for the incentive-based crowdfunding sites. Now let's get into more of the equity-based. Now, some things that you'll want to consider is that you'll want to have your books in order. Make sure that you have some sort of financial accounting system in place. I'd also want to make sure that it's following the GAAP accounting principles. If you're not sure what that is, it might make sense for you to get an accountant to actually take the time to look over your books and help make sure that you're following those principles, because you're going to actually have to show your books when you're looking to get equity-based funding. Now, option number one is going to be Republic. And Republic allows you to raise up to $5 million in capital. And they actually have over 1 million possible investors who could invest in your actual project. Now, the benefit is you're going to be able to leverage average Joe investors and their connections, right? So what I mean is average Joe investors like you and me, we're going to always have some sort of connections, right? Maybe you have a certain expertise that you get from, you running your business, or maybe you having a certain job. So for example, let's say that I work in the marketing department for a big tech company. If I'm investing in tech companies on this platform, I can put that in my description and say, hey, I help with marketing, growth marketing. I know all about it. I have connections within this specific tech company and outside. And that's what you can use to leverage to be able to get approved to fund certain businesses on this platform, right? So that's kind of how you're able to do it from the consumer side. If you look at the business side, it's just the opposite. Right now, you can cherry pick specific people who might have benefits that you can leverage later on, even past the actual funds that they're given. Now, the reason why I like that so much is because that's actually how typical VC funding or even any type of venture funding out there, that's kind of how it works, right? It's not just about the money. It's also about, what other kind of resources can the person provide. Now, if you want to raise more than $5 million, it is possible. That $5 million threshold comes from the SEC's regulation crowdfunding rule. Okay, so it basically says that you're not supposed to raise more than $5 million in a 12-month period. But you can also do a Regulation A. Okay, that's what people call a mini IPO. And this offering allows you to raise up to $75 million within a 12-month period. But I will say, guys, expect much more stringent of requirements to qualify for this type of offering. Now, I want to touch on a company who one of their investors is actually a shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank. But first, let me jump into our second option here. Okay, second option is going to be Circle Up. Now, Circle Up looks like it's specifically geared towards consumer packaged goods, or CPG, and they allow you to do both equity and credit financing. Okay, so they have a special platform called Helio that investors can they have to apply to get access to, and then they can choose whichever types of companies that they want to fund. So if you are doing consumer packaged goods, then this might be a website where you want to start first. Now, WeFunder claims to be the first to actually start this type of crowd raising back in 2012, and they also stated that they're currently the largest. Now, they say that companies who have actually gone through their platform have been able to raise over $5 million from VC funds after getting funded through their site. Now, investors can give as little as $100, so that should give you access to a much larger pool. And you're going to see that investors have voting rights, but they're actually directed by a lead investor who's essentially makes all the decisions. So you're only going to have to deal with one person instead of dealing with all your investors at once. Now, this is a company that I actually found through one of the Shark Tank investors, which is Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary. Now, I listened to a podcast with him where he mentioned that he was invested in this company and that they had funded over 500 businesses at the time. Now, they actually offer both the Regulation CF, which is the regulation crowdfunding for up to $5 million, and the Regulation A, which gives you up to $75 million. So it gives me a similar vibe to Republic. Now, what I recommend you do is check out all these different sites that I mentioned, whether you want the equity or you want more incentive-based, and check out the sites and kind of see which vibe fits best for the type of business that you're looking to promote. I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch this video. These are going to be the top crowdfunding sources for anyone looking to start a business. Now, if you're interested in how you can actually get access to small business loans or lines of credit as well, be sure you check out the video that I'm going to link here. That's going to show you exactly some of the top business loans that are available for any business. Okay, so check out that video here. And guys, I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch this video. Be sure you hit the subscribe button down below and you throw a like on this video so I know I'm on the right track. Alrighty, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.